A Utah school district Tuesday reversed an earlier committee-based decision to remove the King James Bible version of the Bible from elementary and middle school libraries.
The fact that people are pointing to verses in the Bible and saying, "Ooh, look at that. That's just like assassination classroom." That's ludicrous on its face. The Bible relays in as delicate a manner as it can the good and even the horrific of history, so that we can draw very important life lessons so that we don't repeat the bad things in history if we follow the teachings that are there.
The original decision received immediate appeals to the committee's finding that the Bible was not age appropriate. The appeals committee said the Bible is indeed age appropriate and recommended it be retained in the school libraries. And Twitter CEO Elon Musk clamped down on his social platform Wednesday when it comes to classifying transgender terms cis and cisgender as slurs. Musk reacted to conservative commentator James Essex's lament over transsexual activists pouncing on him after he tweeted he rejected the word cis and didn't want to be called it. Elon Musk stated, repeated targeted harassment against any account will cause the harassing accounts to receive, at minimum, temporary suspensions. The words cis or cisgender are considered slurs on this platform. Jim Hansen, founder of Freebird Allies, responded this way, Elon, please don't expand the grievance industry. We don't need more invented slurs to be tone police. People need to stop being babies if they get called a name. While some mocked the new policy, others thanked Musk for acting. Greg?
Former college champion swimmer Riley Gaines defended women's rights on Capitol Hill Wednesday, exposing discrimination against women during the Senate's LGBTQ civil rights hearing.
In 1972, Congress enacted Title IX to end unjust sex discrimination in all aspects of education, including college athletics. But by allowing Thomas to displace female athletes in the pool and on the podium, the NCAA intentionally and explicitly discriminated on the basis of sex.
Gaines responded to Senator Durbin's accusation that Republicans promote, quote, hateful rhetoric by questioning the rights of so-called transgender youth.
Defending women's rights is not anti-anyone. Believing in biology is not bigoted. And following the science that there are only two sexes and that there are very real and important differences between the two sexes is not hateful, it's fact. I'll end with a quote very briefly from tennis legend Martina Navratilova. There will always be significant numbers of boys and men who would beat the best girls and women in head-to-head competition. Claims to the contrary are simply a denial of science.
Durbin stated there was, quote, no evidence transgender women perform better than biological men. Right now, let's talk with the National Senior Advisor to FreedomWorks Education Initiative, Parents Know Best, Tamara Farah. Tamara, welcome back to Victory News.
Thank you for having me. Great to see you.
So Riley Gaines was a powerful witness to keep women's sport women. Here's one more moment from her testimony describing the discomfort caused by Thomas in the locker room.
Let me be clear about this. We were not forewarned we would be sharing a locker room. No one asked for our consent, and we did not give our consent. And I'll set the scene. A swimming locker room is not a place of modesty. You're undressing, you're fully exposed, and we were forced to take off our swimsuit in front of a man who was doing the exact same thing.
Why does it seem the Biden administration is so desperate to destroy the rights and gender of women?
This is an all-out assault on women. It's also an all-out assault on our birth sex, the sex we are born with, that we've been given by God to be male or female. It's obviously taken hold and taken over in schools to the point that I believe gender ideology can no longer be dismissed as a social issue. And, you know, we have not put it yet in the category of a hardcore policy issue. But the government funding of this issue and this cram down in schools that also results with what happens in sports needs to be on the par of something we battle like we do energy and the economy when it comes to Republican and conservative policies.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you. Here's another troubling one. Teachers Union President Randy Weingarten has been appointed to a Department of Homeland Security DHS School Safety Board. With her history of shutting down children out of public schools during the pandemic, is it safe to even have her in this appointment?
Right. In 2020, she attempted that. She called it reckless, callous, and cruel to allow kids to go back in the classroom. And we certainly know the results of that now, and that is kids falling behind, and they will, many of them, given, particularly dependent upon their age at that time, will not catch up. So can she be trusted to have a role like that? Absolutely not. But it does shine a light on the Biden administration's new actions to so-called protect LGBTQ, and she's going to be a part of that, so-called communities from attacks on their rights and safety. I don't see their rights and safety being attacked in the general population. I see in the general population people largely being respectful of one another. Where this issue lies is, again, in the classroom. But nonetheless, the Biden administration on June 8th announced that they are going to weaponize now, that's my word, but they are weaponizing the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Department of Health and Human Services in this fight, their manufactured fight to so-called protect LGBTQ communities. So we've got to watch that one.
I agree. I don't know why education has anything to do with Department of Homeland Security, why she would be there. Anyway, and so I pray right now that more churches and more pastors rise up and begin to do what we're called to do. Chris Ann, thank you so much for being with us. Phone number is on the screen right now, 877-281-6297, 877-281-6297, where you can call and a licensed prayer minister will pray and agree with you.